Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Mirza and today I'm going to represent adaptive leadership theory. First of all, let us have an overview to show you what you are going to expect from this presentation. First, I'm going to describe what is adaptive leadership and then a module of adaptive leadership, next strengths and weaknesses of adaptive leadership, and we are going to have a case study as well. And an example about a public figure who showed such kind of style in the past, and at the end a summary to cover the whole chapter that I've read from Nordhaus book. So what is adaptive leadership? Adaptive leadership focuses on the adaptation required of people in order to respond to the changing environment. So it's more about the followers rather than the leaders. The leaders use this approach to encourage their followers to adapt to the changing required and find their own solution to cope with challenges and the problems they face in their life. Adaptive leadership, it's not like the other traditional leadership approaches that focuses on leaders' skills, behaviors, abilities, and authenticity. What does adaptive leadership do? Adaptive leadership has several practices in which leaders mobilize, motivate, organize, orient, and focus the attention of the employees or the followers to do what is matter. A module of adaptive leadership, there are three main components of adaptive leadership: the situational challenges, the leader behavior, and adaptive work. The situational challenges, these situational challenges could be technical, that have a known solution, that are clearly defined, and that can be implemented by the organizational procedure. And the adaptive challenges, the challenges do not have a straightforward solution, but it need both the leader and the followers to collaborate in order to find a solution. And the technical and the adaptive are both. The second component is the leader behaviors. There are a couple of behaviors like get on the balcony. It's mean stepping back in order to see the whole picture of the situation. Identify the adaptive challenges, identifying, analyzing the challenges in order to find a solution. Third, regulating the stress of the followers. And fourth, they maintain the disciplined attention. It's mean focusing the attention, encourage the followers to focus their attention on important issues and give the work back to the people to let them do their job. And sixth, last, protect the leadership voices from below. It's mean the leaders being the below. The leaders being the voice of the unrecognized and weak followers within the workplace. Adaptive work, it's the main thing, and it's require holding the environment by establishing a good interaction between the leaders and the followers. The strength of adaptive leadership style is that it provides a scientific prescription to study leadership and enables the followers to learn it and to deal with various situations. So it's not a characteristic of a leader, but rather a serious complex process shared between both leader and followers in order to find a solution for their problem, whether it was a technical or adaptive problems. So adaptive leadership is follower centered. The weaknesses of adaptive leadership theory is that it has a few research has been done, a few research has been done on the adaptive leadership theory, and it needs more refinement. Also, the adaptive leadership, they also adopt very abrupt behavior or designation that there is no clear methodology for achieving it, and also it doesn't address how to integrate the ethical dimension into the process. A case study to apply adaptive leadership to. A school called Goding Public Schools, there was a sports teams in that school called Redskin, and Scott, who is a board member of that school, one at a time a family of local origins came to ask that the board to change their name because it considers offensive and racist insults. But a small town of 7,000 population, they disagreed with changing their name because they consider it part of the culture of the town and the school. However, after months and a couple of meetings, Scott suggested or come up with idea to change the name in case it was considered a racist, and he suggested to let um, the student from that school decide another name. However, 5 out of 7 board members approved to change the name, and at the same time there was election happening in the towns. 5 who elected to change their name, and Scott was one of them. They were elected, while the other 2 were not elected, and there too they demand to change the name back to Redskins. However, the authorities and the rules said that they cannot change the name within 4 years, and then the new name was Reds rather than Redskins. However, after 4 years, they changed the name to Red Hawks and stayed for that name for the next 10 years. And the people or the new generation were good with that name, and they didn't even know or recognize that it was a new name and there was an issue about the name, and there is an old name called Redskins and considered a racist. But the only people who faced a problem with that who were some of old people who didn't accept that. So in that case, Scott represented a good adaptive leadership styles because he adapted to change, and this is a good example about the adaptive leadership style. Also, a good example of adaptive leadership is Abraham Lincoln, a 16th president of the United States. He was willing to accept the diversity, and even it said that he appointed his rivals as cabinet members because he wanted to engage their difference in opinions to have their point of view. Also, he was open to discussion and criticism. Also, he had an open door policy in which he established bonds and good relationship with those he led. So, to reflect back of what we have said, a short summary about what we include in the presentation. And adaptive leadership simply refers to leadership that helps people to change and adapt to a new situation so they can solve the problem they face in their life. Also, it is well recognized. It is still in the formative stage. It needs to be to have more research about this theory to be like established as being a good resource to be followed. Um, yeah, the leaders mobilized, as we said, the leaders mobilize people to encourage them to take on the challenges they face. The main components of adaptive leadership were the situational challenges, whether technical, adaptive, or adaptive and technical both, and also the leaders determine the leader behavior. The leader behavior like get to the Balagoni, identify adaptive challenges, enabling followers and being the voice of their followers, and they maintain the disciplined attention and give the work back to them. Um, and the adaptive work, which is the interaction between the leaders and followers. So it's a scientific perception to study leadership and enables followers to deal with the various situations. Here is the reference in order to check if you want to go through and check the information have been said in this presentation.